In today's world, data is the new gold. Data scientists unlock insights from raw information. They use statistical methods to analyze trends. Data analysts convert data into visual stories. By creating dashboards, they help organizations make informed decisions. Machine learning models can predict future outcomes. They identify patterns that aren't visible to the naked eye. Data cleaning ensures accuracy and analysis. Collaboration across departments enhances data insights. They utilize programming languages like Python and R for analysis. Cloud computing resources expand their capabilities. With big data, they tackle complex challenges across industries. Ethics in data science ensures responsible use of information. The future of data science looks bright with endless possibilities.
Continue from where we stopped yesterday. As a recap, most of what we did yesterday was introduction. Want to make us understand what the tool that we are about to start with, we want to start exploring. We have been able to do one or two things with Power BI, and as I said at the inception of this course, that they are competitors. In competition, everyone definitely has an edge over the other, even if it's not complete, but there's something that you'll be able to do more than your neighbor or your competitor. You can see that in products like Coca-Cola and Pepsi. They are countries where one of them takes upper hand against the other, both in taste, quantity, and in quality. So also we have in this tool of that we use for analytical insights. So yesterday we touched mostly on the introduction, and we went as far as bringing in a data that is a superstore data. As I say, it's a hypothetical data from the US, which we use to explore our data. Let's go back there. When the class was not on, I was able to teach us how to save, because I said that Tableau Public, which is free for users, cannot save your work for you in your laptop. So you need to find a way to save your work. So they have designed a server which you can publish your work, and once the work is published, it remains there. You can always go there to retrieve it and to use it for your work. So yesterday after the class, I also upgraded my work to Tableau 2024. So I don't know if my saved work are still there or they have gone. I think my saved work has gone, but it's supposed to be there. So let's go back. We can always start afresh. It's not an issue. So we'll go again. This is the work. I open it. We have looked at it before. So I go on the order and bring it into the environment. I come over here and click on it so that it can be able to take me into the Tableau operating platform properly. And this is where we are. So we can now do some new things with this data we have. The data is somehow so much addressed to was arranged to do a lot of things. When you look at the type of from the table column, you see that we have city. City has been arranged in geographical mapping, also country and postal codes, and also state and province. It means that if you click on this, there's a possibility that it will take you to map, the map that has location, and those location has already been taken care of. There's some data you will have, you need to do it yourself. That means you need to get the data and now set it to be in line with geography. How do we do it? Before we pick in data, like city for instance, you can see when I hover on city, you will see a white arrow pointing down. When I click on it, it will give me some information. Add to sheet, duplicate, rename, hide, alias. Alias is when you want to give it a new name. Maybe there's two things that are having the same name, so you want to separate one from the other. Create, transform. Now they say convert to measure, change data type. Now here you can change your data type, whether number, decimal, date and time. Then the properties is also there. Then look at the geographical mode. This geographical mode is what determines the role a data plays in this environment. And you see, there's place for none, airport, area code, CBSA. It should be a particular kind of mode, city, among others, country, zip, or you are asked to create. But you see that our arrow, let me go back again there, is pointing somewhere. It's a black dot here. That means this city is playing a geographical. That is why this dot is here. And how do I know that? You can move away from here. Maybe pick something that is not a geographical rule to be sure that what we are saying is correct. Something like customer name. And we'll pick it again and do the same thing. Go to geographical rule and we'll look at it. You see, the arrow is on none. I hope you are seeing what I'm saying.
Yes.
Okay, do you
Yeah.
see that the dot is on none? That means it's not playing any geographical role. So you cannot expect it to show you map. So even if you have a diagram, a data that is on geography, and this place is not showing you the geographical map, it means it's not playing geographical role at all. There was one work I did in Power BI. I have to remove the role so that I can be able to do some calculations. If not, it will not allow me. Because anytime you click on it, it will be showing you geography. You also see that we'll have text, the one that have ABCD. So all these things is good you check them to be sure they are in order. If this particular data has been done for you. But just imagine where a company brings up a data and they expect you to work on it to give us insight. And even then, they don't even know how to do it. And they bring it, it has been modeled. So part of your data cleaning is for you to look at it and be sure that it is arranged accordingly. Okay, you can see that you have this calculation sign appearing under the table. Of course, it's correct because it is just a row ID. It cannot be used in calculation. And it's blue in color. You can see also the customer ID is here. So this intelligent has a kind of way separated it clearly for your workings. And now when you come down, you see that the discount, product based margin, profit, other quantity, and the rest of them here are showing you calculation. They are showing you green calculation. That means it can be used for major calculation. Now you see that you have latitude. It has a geographical distance, but it has a kind of calculation. It's green. So anytime you see green, green is showing you that it can be used for calculation. That is a simple summation. So this is what you need to know. And sometimes on this own, it generates a value within itself, a systematic value that you can use. You can see this is latitude generated, longitude generated, amongst others. Let me go down to see there's more information. Yes, even the values, some values has been calculated for us. So when you put it there, it can give you some figures. But it is that is it giving you the figure you need? So let's try to see what we can do given this data. One is we can look at let's say here we have customer name, customer segment, we have state and province, we have postal code. Okay, let's see if we can be able to, let's go to state and province and bring it into the field and see what it will give us. See, state and province is giving us something. And moreover, when you come to this show me, you see it, you have two diagrams that are showing you this, and they're telling you one is recommended and the other. So the recommended one is what is already showing, and clicking on this but it's not reacting. So working on the recommended, we have state and province, and what can we do about it? Let's see if we can be able to go to let me see. Let me just see something here. Did it show anything meaningful? Okay, let's remove the first set and province first. I want to start with country. So once you don't need what is there, you can quickly remove them. Because what I had in mind was to go to country, but because I rolled up, I couldn't find the country, and I was wondering whether the data has changed. So this is country, and let's bring country in. So the country is rolling in, and it's showing us a North American map. We can see, let's also see if we can also maybe introduce states now and province into it. See the way I bring it and I drop it into the distance. She's showing us a country and a state, but they're not very visible. We're not started working with it. Now I can decide to maybe bring in something, profit or sales. Let me take sales for instance and bring sales. Let me drop sales here and look. This is the same. See how the sales look? It's showing us. You can close this show me so that you can get some information. It's giving us the volume of sales from the largest. We can also take this, just drag it and bring it here, so that even if the show me is there, it will not cover it, and also it will give it more room to expand more. Now when you look at it, it's showing us how the sales are from the lowest to the largest, from brighter to thick back blue color. So it's from, you see that United States California has a high sale, and also New York has a high sale. I can also um, add label to it. I want to see what volume. Let the volume be showing, and you can see that the volume of sales are showing based on the country. Okay, we can open a new sheet for instance and see maybe other features. You can come again and bring your country and drop it in. This is not the only place you can drop it, but it's always better to drop it there. It will give you your overall country view. Then you now take the, you come to state again. Okay, let me leave state. Let me see something else. Let me see profit and see if we can drop profit to color. You see, it will not give us what we want because it is scattered. So I'll go back, retrieve this step that I just took, and go back and pick my state and province so that I can be able to demarcate them and put them there. It will bring it closer to me, showing me my states. And if I try to bring the same profit now and put it to color, see, it has shown me where the profit is and where the profit isn't. Now by the time you now introduce your label, and if you observe this place that is showing label, when you are touching on text, you see T up, it will be showing label. When you are picking numerics, numbers as in value, it will be showing you text. So don't be confused about it. So when I click on it, it will show the mark. Do I want to see those figures that I can only see when I hover and when I give it the permission, so that the profits are coming up. I can also bring this back again and put it here. So after this, you can do some little formatting. Normally, it's good for you to name what you are doing. The reason is that when you leave it as sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, when you want to do your create your dashboard to answer some important question, you may be confused at what sheet 1 is or sheet 2. So when you look at the red, for instance, you see that Montana has a negative profit. They are working at a loss. And the most severe is North Carolina, which is having minus 19,000 profit. Now, you can rename this work by clicking or double clicking on this place. It will give you the room for you to format it. So you can clean this place up and you call it maybe country by profit. Country by profit. I can still maybe make it to be thicker. This is showing Tableau light. You can do what? You can click on it and put maybe Tableau bold, and you click here for color. Maybe you put color green. Then this is for alignment. It is at the left hand corner. You may put at the center. Whatever you want to do. You can even increase the font size. It's on 15. Let's make it 16 just for the sake of touching something. You can underline, you can bolden it here. You can italize it. You can underline it. Whatever you have done. After it, you do what? You apply. Or you can go ahead and just say, okay. You can see it is now country by profit. So that is the name. So you can also do the same thing here. What I normally do is that I'll double click on this place. I'll come here and I'll copy it. When I copy it, Ctrl C, then I'll close here. I will come to this and double click and Ctrl V. So I know that this sheet is giving me a name. You can also see by your left hand corner, you're having plus, minus, you're having something like a pin or fixed map. All this you can use. You can use the plus to increase just like you are zooming in. Increase the zoom until you see whatever you want to see, and use the minus to reduce the zoom until it becomes smaller. Maybe you want to capture a lot of information at the same time. Then you can use this to hold it. If it is sometimes there are some you'll be working with, these things will be moving anyhow. It will not allow you to work. So we use this pin to hold it. You can also use here for your search. But all of them are for your use. And also look at the column, how it has been arranged. This one has been arranged by the system itself. The column is the longitude and the row is latitude. You know, this coordinate is what always give us map. So it has done it for us intelligently. So let's go back to the first sheet by clicking on it. So we can of course also rename this first sheet. We can call it country by sales. So let's go to give the name of the work you are doing, so that maybe after 6 months you come back, you look at it, you can always remember this is what it was. So it's good for muscle memory. So we call it country by, we'll come back to that, says, country by says. And I hope we are together. I hope you're hearing me.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, it's okay.
Yes.
You can also make it to be bold, or you can italize it. Let's make it to be bold. You can increase the font size to 16. You can also change the this thing. Can rename it again, calling it Tableau bold. And when you click OK, sometimes I don't even touch it, I just click OK. It will give you what you want. But I didn't change the color, so I may go back and change the color maybe to any color I like. And also Control Save. So country by says, and I also come here, double click and Control V. So you see we are building our what do you call it now, sheet now. So outside of this, we can still do other things with the same data that is available to us. So let's look at maybe segment. Now we will now bring segment. Yesterday I told you about table and measure. Before, this place used to have a name. I don't know why they said to. Initially they used to call it table and dimension. No, dimension and measure. That was the first. Now they now shifted it to table and measure. Now they have removed the name measure. They only left table here. So that is why, as they continue to change, improve the reason, and continue to advise us or enforce it on us to change some things. So now it's only just table you see. So, but the thing is that this line has shown us that something that is calculative, which is measure, is done, which is okay for us to work with. So we'll pick segment. I can, you can also change the name of this. Like now, I double clicked on it. I can change the name. You understand? But I'm not changing the name. But you can change the name and write the name that suits you by just double clicking on it. Or you can come to this place. There's a place for you to rename. It's there. You see, there's a place, this rename. I can put rename and rename this segment so that my work become different from somebody's else work, even though we are using the same data. So what I'm doing now is I'm picking segments, and I told you that you pick the one on the top and you put them on the row, on the row second column. Now you see that our segment will have consumer, corporate, home office, small business. Now what do you want to do? We can look at the unit price, we can look at quantity ordered. Just okay, let's use quantity ordered. Now if I pick this up, I can take it direct to text here. Let me do it, you see. It will give me the figure. Just taking it from there to test. And it will bring it down here and it's telling me that it was put through the test T. As a test work. I can now go back again and go again for the same quantity ordered. I can put it here. It will still show me. And if you watch very well, you see this show me sign that is here. That is showing here. That means you can actually go to engage it here. But when I keep it here, it will still show me what was here before. The only time it will change, let me still take this step back, is when I pick it and I take it up here. That is when it will show me a map. So it's all at your discretion. But when we have a map like this, it is showing us the customer segment, and segment is the different aspect of the customership. Now, like I always do, I can change it to be straight standing. Then I can also expand this. I can expand it by clicking on Control on my laptop. and then the arrow cursor, the one pointing to my right, the last one pointing to my right, when I click it, it will be opening to my choice. As long as I'm doing it, it will be opening to my choice. And when I pushing the one that is pointing inside, it will be closing. So I don't need to engage anything, just on my laptop. That is one. I can see, come here, you see where this thing is showing me, I can expand and click on it. Just hold your tab, those two tab, the one by your left, then you can drag it out. When you drag it out again, it will open up. So all these small things are what differentiates the professionals and the one that are learning, because they only know one way of doing things. There's several ways you can do the same thing and you get your results. You can also look at this place. You see this automatic, it's showing you something here. Okay, let's open it. What is actually automatic is showing us bar. That is why we are seeing this bar showing up here. I can as well as change it and see what to look. Let's start with the text first. When I click on text, this is what is showing us. But of course, this one does not make any sense to us. So I will go again and click back. It will bring me back here. Okay. Before I do that again, let's open the label and see if we can show the map. And go again and see if there's something that will be different. Because another one didn't show any figure. Let's see if any figure will show this time. No figure was shown. Okay. Now for this color, like what I do for people, there's some things I do that people will wondering, where did you get it from? What I normally do is, when I come to color here, it's already on color. I will, you see, I can change the color of this. If I touch on green, for instance, it will change to green. If I put on white, it will disappear, but the color is there. When I put on black, it will come as black. So blue was there. Now you can add some effect. Of course, you should know that it has border. So when I excuse me, and the border is on automatic, so it's showing the same color of as of what is there. Now if I come and click on maybe brown, you can see that brown is showing effect by the side. If you look at it critically, there's a brown color that is by the edge. Now let's see, go back to the color. I can decide to, if this is brown, I can now go back here and click on white. You see, it has made the work different. I can also change the border color too, maybe to that same blue that it used to be. It will show me blue. I can put it to any color. So this is part of your design, making your work. You're like a formatting, but I want you to have this idea at the back of your mind. Then outside of that, we can also look at the size. You can look at size. Maybe for instance, what we'll only put here was what, the quantity order. This quantity order too, you can put it to size, or you can put something else, maybe profit. Want to see how is profit impacting on the order? I will come on profit. I can take it into this place and drop it on size. When I drop it on size, you see that your profits have been summarized here. Normally I will carry it and bring it here, so that here will be free for me. So you look at the my diagrams here, they are not the same size. Why some are big, some are actually small, even though we have more quantity on some. But as per the profit, this one that are fatter makes more profit. As you can, this is 65,305 as compared to this, it is 54,000, and this one is 49,000. So the larger the weight, the larger the size. Maybe you don't like that, you can still go back here and click it out. It will bring you back to the same size. So if we have this, for instance, now it's this customer segment, and customer segment, we are just supposing it with what? With other quantity new. Any question so far? Is there any question?
We are together.
Okay. So we are going to name this, but let me move on first. We'll come back to it later and name it. Let's go to product category now. When we pick on product category, we can drop it here. It will show you the categories we have. Now, I also, let's see the sales of the product category. We'll bring it up. Yesterday I told you about what? Ability for you to rearrange your work by sorting, either from the smallest to the biggest, or from the biggest to the smallest, or you can come down here and sort it here. It will still give you the same results. Now I can do something. Let me remove this here. Let me remove it. Let me start afresh again. I can bring this product category that is here to filter. When I bring it to filter, what do I have in mind? Maybe there's some things some features I want to look critically on. So when you look at this filter arrangement, there's one on general, another one on wildcard, condition, top. Now this top will be appreciated when I bring the one that has plenty figures or plenty data. But this one that has only 3, you may not enjoy it very well. Now it's also asking you here to select from list, or you create your own custom value, or use everything. Now I can come here, we'll have furniture, office supply, and say, okay, I just want only 2, furniture, office supply. And I will now say okay, for instance. Now this product category I have here have been worked on. So when I bring it inside now, you see it's only showing me 2 instead of 3 because I chose only 2. It could have been 20 and I chose 5 based on certain criteria. For instance, I have 36 states in Nigeria, but I want to do work on the south geopolitical zone. So I'm not interested in any other part except south political zone. So what do? I bring Nigeria as a country, I put it in my filter, and I pick the south state, and I say okay. So what I will be dealing with now is just the state in south state, even though there are data that are scattered for the whole country, but they are not of importance to me. I'm picking what I need, and I can do other things I want to do from here. I can bring in the sales into this, and it will give visualize. It's only giving me 2. It has left 1 behind. I hope it's clear, but because I'm going to remove it and now do something else. Let me remove it. Now I've removed it from filter. It has gone back to its original state. I can also add my subcategory, product subcategory, into this field. You see, I've added product subcategory, and I'm looking at sales. I can also, let me see, bring this sales. Let's remove sales, and let me use profit. Let's add profit. You see, I've added profit, but they doing something here. You can see that some profits are by our left hand side and some are by the right. It shows that some of the products we are negative profit, we are making losses. So it's showing us the product that are making losses. I can still pick this subcategory, product subcategory, and push it to color. So I can actually see the color. There's nothing that is too maybe elaborate when it comes to color, but it's making my work look sweet and make it look presentable. You see where Tableau is different from Power BI? Tableau has a way with color. They make work becoming more engaging. Somebody that is sleeping will suddenly wake up. So you can see that it's showing me that furniture is making a hell of a loss, and the specific furniture that's making that loss is from table. You can also from the technology. I'm not seeing any loss. Technology is actually faring well, but table office supply too is trying, but not badly. But in terms of the product now, the quantity, you see that this is commanding a very serious profit. Binders and let's pick it to get the whole name, and access and binded accessories. So it's giving us an important profit. Now you see the usefulness of having having ability to break this down. It will actually tell us where we are actually having problem, even though in general you see that under product category, when you look at product category alone, you will not see losses because this big profit has covered the losses. So it look as if everything is going on well. Why in actual cases, discover that about 1, 2, 3, 4 products is in red with respect to profit. So you can now also format this aspect. You can format this and make it to look nice. You can remove these grid lines. You can make this one to be bold and other things. You can even bring this one down. You see, you can drag it down. It will come down. Or you can come here and use your standard. Or you can use control arrow out. It will still give you what you are looking for. And maybe you want to take more space. You bring this one and take it over here. Why is it wasting time? Okay. Let's bring it again. Now you can also study a segment or some segments. Like what happened now, I can just click on this one. It will tell you keep only. You can exclude. What are you doing? It's giving you options of what to do. You can exclude it. You can form a group with it, among other things. All these things are the things you can do with them if you so wish. Then you can click out. Then you can bring in your label. The label is showing you some things here. Sometimes this will say allow label to overlap. So sometimes figures that are overlapping can be in your work. Do you want to see everything? Like in this case, they are not overlapping, so everything is being shown. But there are some that you may not be able to see everything. But if you want it to be like that, then you click on that option. If you click on the option, it will show you. But this one doesn't have such challenge, so it leaves it like this. So when you want to um, clean up this work to make it look more sweet in the eye, you can go to your format and click on it. You are on workbook. See, the dashboard and story is dark. It's somehow the color shows that you are not using it now. So we can change the font size here. Now there's different formatting. I can change font for just a particular aspect or all of the work. I can change the alignment. I can change the this thing. I can even change the line. You can work on the legend. So let's just do something, maybe font. See, when I click on it, it will bring me to the format font. Now you see the font. It is showing me, is it this sheet you want to work with? Do you want to work with row? Do you want to work with column? That's the question. Now, this font here, it can be something else. It can be something else. All these things is something you can work with. So if I say I want to work with the entire sheet, now the sheet is showing me table. This is the what is there. I can now decide to change this. We're talking about the formatting of the work to make it to look nicer. So based on it, I went to the font, and on the font there's option of the sheet, the row, the column. So based on it, I was working on the sheet. So on the worksheet now, I am trying to make it bolder so that somebody can see whatever is there clearer. So when I clicked on the table, it brought me to this environment. I click on the bold to make it bolder. You can also change the color, the font color, or whatever you want to change. You can also change on the bold, on the font color, amongst other things. Then what else again? I make it to be thick. Then I can move out from there. The next one, for the pen. Now you see that it has affected some part now, but not all. So for the pen, I go back. I hope you can see my screen. So you can also go to the pen and do the same thing. Make it to be bold, and you move out. Then you go to the tooth lip, holding it too. The reason is that when you do these things, when you are printing your work will be very to be legible. People can see what you are doing. Then after that, the next thing again you can do, the alignment is okay. You look at shading. Sometimes you look at the lines. The lines, do you like the line that are there? What of the grid line? Like normally, I don't like grid line. I will click on none. And when you click on none, discover that your work is looking very much presentable. Then you come here and you drag it down. Yes, now I've gotten something that looks nice. So I can now come and rename this. I can call it, so it's product subcategory. So you say product subcategory by profit. So this becomes the name. We can change the size to 16 again. We can change the color to any color that suits us, maybe this, and we can do the alignment and bring it to the middle, and we say okay. So this becomes the name. I can also pick the name again. I don't like this thickness. I like double bold. Proceed and say okay. Can now come here and enter it as product subcategory. And this time around, we are looking at something else. We are looking at the customer segment and product subcategory together. See, they are much, so we can remove this. Let's look for smaller, something like customer. Let's bring something like category, product category. And now we look at it by sales. This person disturbing me. Look at it by sales. And now we go to show me. Maybe pick a visualization there. Maybe what can we use now? Let's still use this. This looks okay. So we'll close this. We can bring it down. I'll come here and shift it to it. Bring it to height. Then we'll now introduce our label to it. Then we can now maybe bring profit by color, put it into color. Now mind you, we have detail here. Can bring it detail is not moving. So the major thing is, it's not all about just putting in and dragging in, but you must know what you are looking for. What look at you looking for. Even like this profit now we are seeing here, so it is in sum. I can come to this. This is for formatting. I can leave here and just bring it over here. Just drag it over here. Then the sum, come over here, click on it, and you can change it from sum to average. It will now be showing you average sales instead of profit. You can also change it to the count. You want to see the minimum, you want to see the maximum, standard deviation, variance, everything you want to do is here. If it's just the count I can just click on it. It will only give me the count of whatever I have that I sold. So all we are doing today is showing us how we can combine, how we can go ahead and use map country to determine visuals that have to do with sales, profit, that are localized, and you can see them on the map. You can also look at companies sales by product and their profit, whether they're making negative profit or they're making positive sales. We didn't touch on date today. We didn't touch on date. You see there's other date here, but we're going to do that in our tomorrow's class. Date also introduces a different dimension to whatever we are doing, so it's part of what we're going to do tomorrow. But so far you have been able to see the environment of Tableau as is differentiated from Power BI, and I have not so much touched on this analytics. There's nothing too much, but you see it is showing me in color now. I can decide to maybe pick it will average of 95% CL, no customer index. That's something that's, I don't know, Forgotten what that thing is. Or get it, you know the meaning. We have reference line, reference band, and the rest. So like this average line or constant line, you can bring it in. As you're bringing it, this thing will come up, and when you drop it there, see the line is a constant line, and the value is 82. Just like a demarcation, it has taken the kind of average on it, and that average stands. But you can remove it and check something else, maybe the median with quantize. Now as I'm lifting it from here, it is asking me, am I dropping it on the table, which is the entire data here, or just on the pane or on the cell? So if it's on the table, it will be uniform for all the data. As you can see, it is uniform. This is the median, the general average. Now if I go back and I do the same thing again, if I drop it on the pane, now you see it is now going to each of the different segments and picking the average, picking the median. You know, in statistics now we talk about median, mode, and mean as the central tendency, and they are all average. One of them is counting number with the highest frequency, one is just the average, which is the mean, and one is just the mode. So this is the median. The median mark is indicated here is 117, here is 157, this 111, this 96, and so forth. Now depending on what the kind of work you need to do, that will determine work data, what tool you will need to employ. So that is where analytics comes in here. After that, there's not much it does there, but it helps you to determine such. I know, of course, we'll be engaging in adventure works. Adventure works, we are going to come to it. But, you know, we cannot engage in adventure works at this stage because adventure works comes from a server. So let's save the work so that I can continue with it tomorrow. So when you want to save the work, you go to your file, you drag it down, save to public as. When you go there, it will open up the interaction. It will require you to enter your credential, which is your email, which you use to register. jchooks12 at gmail.com. Then the password. The sign in. Able to sign in, double check your email. Hope. So we say that Tableau public can allow you to save. So this is call it CDC Tableau day 2 and save. So once it's saved, you can always come there the next day and continue from there. Once it's saved, our work has been saved, so it remains. Yeah, so our work has been saved. So I think we are going to close here. So we'll see tomorrow. Tomorrow will be by 9 p.m. and I will not be coming back on time. So let's see by 9 p.m. tomorrow.
Greater Data Concept offers you data science program. The programs are there to make you better. We offer courses like Python, Microsoft SQL, Advanced Excel, and any, either of Tableau or Power BI. It takes a maximum of within 3 to 6 months to make you ready, inclusive of your training projects, which are supervised by high-tech faculties. This is what you can get when you enroll at Greater Data Concept.